Hello, everyone. Scott Sylvan coming to you live from San Francisco, California. It is 6:30, March 30th, 2015, and I want to share a couple of things with you that I've noticed in the sales process that'll really help you out. Now, one of the things that I see that is cause for success for salespeople is when they just take whatever lead that they have and they make something happen with it, okay? So one of the biggest challenges that I see is like companies in the industry where the leads are divvied up and somebody is given what they see in their mind as a bad lead. They're like, oh, you know what, it was a bad lead. And all I get is the bad leads. And all I keep getting is people keep giving me the bad leads and nobody likes me. Look, you know, for the most part, there's no such thing as a bad lead. There's no such thing as a good lead. It's just, what are you going to do with it? So it's your job to take the process and make that sale happen. But one of the things that happens with salespeople is when they really start struggling or they start hanging out with people who start complaining is they start looking at all the leads that they have are bad, and all of a sudden the world is after them, and all of a sudden they got problems, and Jimmy doesn't like me, and Becky doesn't like me, and Eddie doesn't like me, and Steve doesn't like me, and they're just giving me all the bad leads, okay? Now, I know some salespeople who really have been given bad leads, but they just look at it like, you know what, I'm good enough to make the sell. Who cares? I'm gonna go do something with it. And what do? They go out and they make the sell because they believe in themselves. So here's what happens. If you're sitting right here and you go, it's a bad lead, guess what? At the end of the call, you got a good excuse like, oh, it wasn't good. It wasn't a good lead. I didn't have to sell it, right? And it creates a lot of problems for salespeople because that's what they start doing. And I'm making fun of it, like, like I'm talking like a little kid, because that's what it sounds like from the outside when people are like, yeah, but I had a good lead. It wasn't a good lead. They didn't give me a good lead. And they start crying about it, and they're a little tiny crybaby, and that's why I'm making fun of them. Look, you know what? You got to know that you're good at what you do, and it doesn't matter what lead that you get from the office or from the business or whatever is going on. It is your job to make something of it. So you got to figure out what you're going to do to make something of every lead that you go on. And who cares if it's bad? Who cares if it's good? Just know that you're good enough to sell it. That's really the mindset. Like right here, right here, right here, right here, wherever it is in the head, wherever that mindset comes from, that's the one that you got to have to know, look, I'm good enough to go make it happen no matter what you give me. I don't care what you throw at me. I'm going to go meet with some people.